Good evening all. How the devil are you? I hope you're all well. Thank you very much for coming over and joining us in the workshop. Me and Nick both thought, due to us not being able to, let's move that camera around a little bit, because we haven't done a Sunday lunchtime live for such a long time, we thought we needed the practice. So I've got Nick in the background.
Hello.
There she is, the one and only. No carrots though, unfortunately. No carrots. So thank you very much everybody for coming over and joining us. Hope you're all well. Hope you've all had a great week. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but we are here and we are ready for the...
Oh, I've lost you. Steve? No, I can't even hear you. Oh,
Right,
I'm back.
can you hear me now? Let's have a
Yes,
check.
I can.
Don't know what happened there. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My mic went to a webcam, so I've just disabled the webcam. So what happened there, I do not know. Sorry about that. Just double check, make sure all the other webcams are turned off before we get any more interruptions. Disabled, 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 disabled. That one's on, so let's disable that one as well. It's been such a long while since I've been in here. Right, all webcams are disabled now, so we should be good to go. Sorry about that. Right, so what I was saying was, hope you've all had a great weekend,
We?
or a great week even, and it's all ready to go out. Yeah, you wish, Rob. You wish. You wish. Right. So as we all know, I think my mic's too loud now. As we all know, the Makers Auction is about to come up. We've set a date for the Makers Auction. It's the 27th of October. So about just over a month away, 6 weeks. I have already got 12 lots for the auction and 4 lots for the raffle. So I would like to share with you guys for the first time. I mean, I've been working. This isn't the finished video. This is just a quick video. But I want to share with you guys what's up for grabs, who's donated what, and what's up in the auctions for the British Heart Foundation. So, with further ado, I will play the. I can't hear you, Nick. I'll set it. I'll sort you out when I do
I ain't
this.
said anything.
I will quickly play the video and then I'll sort out my earpiece because I can't hear Nick. So here's what's up for auction on the 27th of October. Right. So there we go. As you saw, some awesome pieces as always. I must really just thank each and every one who's donated something, because every single year you makers step up and go above and beyond what you need to do. So I really want to thank every one of you guys for doing that. No doubt we might have other stuff added between now and then, but hopefully this video will be finished and out beginning of the week next week, so that we can push and promote it ready for the 27th. So hopefully we can make it a success like we have the last two as well, which is really important to myself and the whole community who takes part in it. So I'm wishing that we can push it. Right, so over tonight. Let's get on tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a small little pot. I'm going to try and make it look like it's metal, patinaed. Um, if we had, you mean I have got the Chromacraft paint, so it makes it look rusty, and make it like obviously when copper goes green and that, but they take too long to activate. So we're just going to try and make it look patinaed the old-fashioned way. So with some just some paints, really dry brushing it and seeing if we can get it to look like that. So on the lathe, I have a piece of ash. Rough size is, it's not perfectly square. It's 90 by what? As usually, it's 87 by 90, and it's 120 mil long. So I've marked the centers already. So I'm going to get it between centers while Nick welcomes you all in. So I'll see you guys over at the lathe.
So before I welcome everybody in, if everyone could just wish Norman Greenwell a happy 75th birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Norman.
Norman.
And it's also his 44th wedding anniversary.
Commiserations, Norman. No, I'm joking. Congratulations, mate.
So good evening to Door 60, Norman Greenwell, Bob P. Oh, I've done it again. Pete from Twisted Trees. I think he's just woke up because he's put good morning. Des Barnwell, Wayne the Woodturner, Wurzel, Alex the Wood Butcher, Woodwork Learner, Brian at Hartwood. We also have Robert Klingsborough Abrasives, Rex B, Andy the Valley Woodturner, Ward Wilson. We have Brian at Hartwood Turning. We have Alan Gibb. We also have Clint at Wood Dancers. We also have Malcolm Douglas. Fred Gilliver. James Crawford. Wivey Woodshed.
Just 1 minute, Rex, and I'll explain.
Roger Kent. Bailey Woodworks. Terry at Heckington Arts. Colin at Turn Links. Chisky Wood Creations. Paul Heighton, the Gravesbury Turner. Robert Bortwood, Real Simple Things. Paul Finnerly, Woodturning at Home. Doug Miller at Wood Spun Around. If I've said your name twice, I apologise. Roger Kent, I probably said him. Lucy Bundy Rowe.
Oh, you creep, Lucy. You creep.
DJ Brinkley. Susie Swiss Woodturner. Dancers with Advance. I just say Joe Garofalo. God, I ain't done this for a while. AGK Woodworks. Right, I think that's it. My chat jumped, so I don't know if there was anyone before who I started with. If there was, just put a comment in the comments and I'll give you a shout out.
Right, just quickly, Rick's
Thank
asked a
you.
question. Rick's asked a question. Right, Rex. The way the auction will work is exactly the same as last year. So I will start the GoFundMe page. So all the raffle prizes will be through ticket sales through the GoFundMe page. So if the tickets would be £2 each, same as they were last year and the year before. So if you wanted 5 tickets for one particular raffle item, then you would do your tickets, and in the comment section of the GoFundMe, then put in raffle 1 to whatever you want to the tickets to go to. If you wanted 4 raffle prizes, if you wanted a ticket for each, then obviously you'd put 1 ticket for each. That's a bit easy. The auction lots will be auctioned off live on the 27th of October. We will give them 5, same as we did last year. We will give them 5 minutes on each lot, and it'll be the highest bid on my screen at the end of the 5 minutes. I know there's a 10 to 30-second delay on YouTube, so what I'll do is I'll have YouTube going live, and I will refresh it at the beginning of every auction. Then that'll be the last bid before the time, not after the time. As soon as the 5 minutes is over, no more bids will be counted. It'll be the last bid that's on my screen before the end of time. If we don't do it this way, then we're just going to keep going on and on and on all night, and we're going to end up with loads and loads of bids after the time. So
It's gone again. Yep. Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Well, you can't hear me. Is that the one you dropped? Oh, that's not that, is it? Yeah, I want this one then. I'll go get yours. Do we go get you one from upstairs?
hello, hello,
I
hello.
can hear you now.
For some reason, my dongles. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, let's see if everybody else can
Can
hear me.
everyone in the chat hear him?
Can you hear me now? I don't know what's going on. My dongle just keep cutting out for some reason. Let's try that. I'll put it straight into the computer now. Right, so as I was saying, the auction will run for 5 minutes. That'll be the last bid on my screen by the end of the auction. That will be the winning person. As soon as the winner has won, then Nick normally contacts them via messenger or email, whatever contact details we have for them. And then as soon as the funds have been paid via GoFundMe, we will give your details to the person who's donated the gift or item, and then they will be in contact with you to arrange shipping. Now, as always,
Steve, I don't know if
yes.
it sounds like that on there, but through my headset, it sounds like it's going like an alien-y kind of.
Oh, bloody thing. What on earth is going on?
Every now and again, not all the time.
Right, well, that's going to have to go. So, like we said last year, some people donating are going to give the pay for shipping. Other makers are not. So it's down between the maker and the person who's bought the gift or the auction piece to arrange shipping between you. So please be aware that if you win an item, you may have to pay for shipping as well. So other than that, is my in the chat? Can you put whether my sound is great here, Nicole? That's okay. Yeah. So please be aware that when you buy an item, you may have to pay for shipping. So just bear that in mind when you bid. Okay, so but I'm going to put it all in the video as soon as the video is launched, beginning of next week. That everything will be in the video, same as it was last year. So there's everything, and all the GoFundMe details will be in there and everything. Okay, so hopefully that'll be as clear as mud.
Real simple things asked: do the donations have to be a turned piece?
They don't have to be a turn piece. No, it's about donations that people are going to want to either. Well, not everything that we get donated is put into the auction. Some pieces are put into the raffle, so it can be either or. You know what I mean? It just depends what you want to donate, really. So right. So other than that,
Right. Well, you just because I need to welcome some more people in.
right. Okay. Well, I'm going to get on with turning, and if there's any
Okay.
more questions about the auction, then we can answer it
Yep.
through the night. Oops, wrong
Okay.
light.
So, welcome to Frederick Day. I've also got Matthew Lawrence. I've got Kelsey Krafts. I've got Graham Brown. You said Rex, didn't you, about how it works?
Yep.
The professor is on. Um, Ian Leach. We also have Matthew Lawrence. I've already just said him. My Steve, you must ask Wayne how he managed to keep turning through all the tears on his last one.
Oh, I take it he was laughing, was he? Or was he crying?
I don't know. Benjamin's on as well.
Not Ben. So the first job I'm going to get is get this round.
Lucy put, I've missed hearing Nikki. Her voice is easy to listen to. Steve don't think so.
You should live with it, Lucy.
Greg Alexander's on as well.
I agree.
Doug said a light came on your headset.
All right, okay.
That might be something to do with your battery.
It didn't say battery low. It just went PC disconnected. I think that's my dongle. I think that's that. I will double check it tonight. Once we're finished, I will have a look. If anybody would like to donate something for the auction, then please either email me or message me, and then we can discuss it that way. You know what I mean? I do appreciate that times are hard for people, and I don't ask of anything that you can't. Don't. All I would say is don't make yourself short because of donating to the auction. Just buying a raffle ticket is enough, or a small contribution.
Christina Michael Heseltine are on as well.
Good evening.
They're saying your sound's fine, so it must be what's coming through my headset.
Yeah, it must be.
Mike Evans is on as well.
Hi, Mike. How you doing? Right, so that's just rough turned. Don't know how good or bad this bit of wood is. I bought this wood quite a while ago. Just like a show, not a show, a demonstration I was at, and it was £4 for a piece of ash about so long, 90mm by 90mm. So we thought we'll see what it's like. It might be a bit punky, but we'll see. So I'm going to get a bowl gouge on there now and try and get a nice cut on it. Now we've got it round. Just move my tool rest down a little tiny bit.
Lionel's on as well.
All right, Lionel.
Why does it do that?
Like I said.
Woodwork Learner said, because you want to be making money, I won't donate a piece. Always the boys on.
All right, Roy, how you doing, bud?
Oi, Terry. He put, what do you mean, Lucy? That Nikki's voice is easy to fall asleep to. Oops. Benjamin's put, people need firewood too, Andy. Colin at Turnlink said he sent you a message on Facebook.
Thank you, Colin. I'll have a look after the live, mate.
Roy said he sometimes has problems with his Jabra dongle.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with it before, but for some reason, that's normally on the wall. And I've moved the camera, so whether the camera's interfering with it, I don't know, but I'll have a look afterwards. Right, so that's round, so let's get a tenon on the end.
TF Turnan's on.
Tim. Someone from Links, you said Links Woodturning. What was that, Colin?
No, Colin at Turn Links. Said he sent you a message on Facebook.
Oh, okay, cheers, Colin. Right. Let's get a tenon on the end of this. I had a really awesome demonstration last night. I was at Waveney Woodturners, absolutely really friendly bunch. Good crew, nice club, really friendly club, really good club. And good thing is they've already booked me for next year, so happy days. Mind you, they booked me for next year before they see this year, so I had to be on good behaviour this time. Right, so let's get this clamped up. Ooh, that was close, Steve, only just big enough. Alright, so nip that in there, just nip that little tiny bit. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a curve at the top and then a little bit of curve at the bottom, and that's about it. I don't want any shape. I want more to be about the style and the colouring rather than the shape. So I'm just going to put a parting line in here is where I'm going to part it.
I think he's done that, Pete. He said, Stevie, you charged up. If so, remove jabber dongle and put it back in.
Yeah, what I've done, Pete, is I took it out of one port, what was on the wall, and I'll put it directly into the PC. So I'll experiment with it later. But
Doug said, sorry, go on.
That dongle has been in the same place for the last 2 years. So why it's all of a sudden playing
But then
up?
that could be just it's old. Like
What I mean?
Doug Miller said that he had intermittent trouble with his jabber headset Wednesday night. Turned out his battery died without warning.
Oh right.
So.
Well, my Jabra headset is on charge all the time, so I know it's not really a good thing for it. But right, so
Rob's got a question. He says he's been trying to understand tool rest height. Do you do it dead on centre height for everything?
No, just below. I do if I'm bowl turning, I do it just below centre. I haven't got a camera here to show you. If not, oh, actually, you might be able to see on this camera here. Let's have a look. Outer tail zoom. Let's have a look at that camera. Just like that. Right, so I'm just below centre. This is my centre line here, the lathe. So I'm just below centre, which allows me to bring my bowl gouge low, handle low, and it still gives me my tool just above centre. So I'm cutting just above centre, so like that. So if you use the skew, obviously you need the tool rest higher, so you want to be higher, because when you're doing a skew, you want it to be riding a bit. No, it'll be a bit higher actually. It wants to be riding on the top of the wood because you only use the about 2/3 of the blade width, so you want to be riding on the top. If you're using a rough and gouge, you want to be so the cutting part of your tool is around about just under center. So like so. So as you can see, the cutting area is just below center. Okay, so if you go too high, with your tool post, what you'll find is you'll be rubbing the bevel of your tool and you won't get a cut. So you'll have to be jacking your handle up so then you know your tool rest is too high. If you're standing comfortable with your tool nice and low like so, so you can see that the blade is let me move that camera out a little bit. Out, that one there. So as you can see, my tool is really low. So the handle's low in my hip, and I'm still only just on center. So I know that's a little bit high really for this because I've been using it as a shear cut. But you want to be I like to be just below center. That's where I like to be. But some people may be slightly different to that. More experienced people may tell you different.
Roy said he went to a second-hand antique shop today and saw a box. He had to open it, and inside, to his surprise, was a Robert Sorby 2000 system.
Oh, I bet you bought it, didn't you, Roy, for a £5? Actually, let's get a spindle gouge on this. So I'm just going to use a little tiny quarter spindle gouge on there. So obviously, when you're doing spindle turn, you want the lathe much quicker than what you would if you was bowl turning.
Ruby Claire's on.
Hi Ruby, how are you? So I'm just going to sweep that round. Can't really see there, can you? Sorry.
So Woodwork Learner put, don't tell me you paid $12.99 for it. He put not telling.
Over and rear I want. Where's over and rear? No, that's not the right one. Over and tail, over, tail and over, back and over. Oh, we ain't got that on this one, have I? Let's go back to that one then. Right, so as you can see, just a little curve in there. So I'm just going to bring a little curve on this top edge. Again with the spindle gouge, just to round that off. A little tiny bit. Then what I'll do is I'll put just a little bead on the top of there.
James Cassidy's on.
Hi, James. Right, so before I go any further, we're doing any texturing on it. I'm going to hollow out the middle, just in case it falls apart on me. So we'll move that back and take out the elbow stabber, because we don't really need that now.
James Pritchard's on as well.
Hi, James.
Rex has got another question. He said he'd like the bowl to your left.
Like the bowl to my
Are
left.
you putting that in the auction, or is it already promised a stained glass one?
Oh, my Harlequin bowl, that one. That is just a practice piece. It's not actually finished, look. That's only a practice one, that one. But I might do one. You never know. You'll have to watch on the night, won't you? You have to watch on the night. You never know. Right, so we're just going to hollow this out. Just back hollow a little bit of this. So let's go on back cam. Like that. So just going to back this, hollow this out a little tiny bit. Move the tourist back a little bit. So I'm going to go so far as I can with this, and then we'll actually, I think I'm going to cheat actually. I'm going to turn out with a force in a bit. I'm going to cheat. Let's get a force in a bit in there. Right, so let's have a look. What can we get in there?
Klondike Craftsman's on.
All right, Lewis, how you doing, bud? Right, so turn the lathe down. Like our tool resting, or oops. That's going to take a little bit because it's end grain. So slow and steady is the key.
October, of October, Lucy.
Don't worry, Lucy, you won't miss it. It'll be all over social media between now and the auction night.
When are you opening the thing for the raffle and that?
It will be all the start of next week. As soon as I launch the promotion video, the raffle will be opened. So people have plenty of time to get tickets and do whatever else they want to get. So if you guys can promote it once it's all up and running, that would be absolutely amazing. If we can get as much publicity as possible, that would be really, really good.
And as we've always said, we have nothing to do with the handling of money. It all goes through the Made Me. Is it Made Me?
No,
the GoFundMe, sorry.
GoFundMe.
The GoFundMe page. And then that is sent straight to the that we sent straight to the British Heart Foundation. We don't handle any money at all.
That's why we go through a GoFundMe, because there's no reason why anybody can say anything different that it's not gone to them then.
No. The other thing they need to be careful of is the what was happened last year with the
What?
where they took money, didn't they, because of the
Yeah, when you give a donation, when you pay your donation, you need to tick the box that you want the full amount to go to the charity.
Yeah, because if not, they take a certain
percentage of it. Yep.
So we found that we'd lost out on quite a bit for the charity because of that, weren't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, still made a good amount, but it was just a shame that it wasn't every single penny. That it was. I can't even think what it was for.
That's their commission, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see how deep we are. So we've got about 3/4 of an inch in the bottom, so we'll take a little bit more out of there.
I can smell that already.
What can you smell?
Burning.
That's me thinking, look. Alright, so let's have a look. That's perfect.
Benjamin wants to know if your wood is moist.
Ooh, it's always moist, Ben. Of course, she's warm. It's my favourite word, that is. Warm. Right, so we're just going to hollow that out now. So I'm going to get the Simon Hope hollower on that. Make life easy for myself. Get a bit of light on the subject so we can't see what we're not doing. Like that. So I'll zoom you guys in so you're a little bit closer. Like that. And then we will get the hollower and start hollowing out a little tiny bit and see what happens. I'll get rid of that dimple in the middle there.
William Rose Creates is on.
Hi William, how are you?
Wood Dude's on. He said just a quick hello everyone as he's watching the rugby.
Hi Stephen, how are you? Well, I hope everybody's got their tickets for Harrogate. That's not a million miles away, it's only a few weeks away.
Quite a way away.
Not that far, is it? It's only about 10 weeks away. Not that far away.
It's less than. I'm not gonna argue. 8 weeks.
Do, 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 do.
So we've got, I think it's Quapler. Wants to know what kind of wood it is.
Who, sorry? Who's in?
It says it's a Quapla.
Oh, okay.
Quapler.
It's a piece of ash. It's got a little bit of spalting in it. Whoops. But that doesn't really matter because we're going to colour it anyway.
Woodworm pools on as well.
Hi, Paul. So obviously, if you see an old, just a little old cup, oh, that was a bit squeaky. There's no fanciness on it. It's just round and just basic on the inside because all it's designed to do is just hold liquid. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on getting fancy bits. So I'm just going to clean a little bit more out of there, and then we're going to get a little bit of show. I'm just going to round the top edge over, and then we're going to put a little bit of basic, very basic decoration just around the middle band, just a middle band.
It is pronounced Carpler.
Carper.
And it's Klingon for success.
All right.
Cornish made 1982's on.
Hi, Katie. How are you? Hope it's Katie. I think I got it right, Katie. I'm terrible with names. In I, Jennifer.
Yeah. No, you weren't fortunate enough to lose sound again, just Steve gone quiet.
Why you said that?
Lucy said, did we lose sound again?
You ain't that lucky, Lucy.
Yeah, he should. You're right, Katie. But lol, Steve, you should know by now. Lol, yes, it's me, lol.
I can see someone who I haven't seen for 10 years and I'll know exactly who. I won't know their name, but I know them. I'm terrible with names. Really am. Right, so we're nearly there. I find with this Simon Hope hollower, you get a better cut if you push gently rather than pull. I don't know if anybody else has the same. It's the same effect with it, but I find I get a much. If I bring it back, I seem to get a little bit of vibration when I come like the first third. But if I push it, I can get right down to the bottom without any vibration.
Woodwork Learner said to Steve, was that your excuse when you were first dating?
Yeah. I was dating that long ago, Andy. I can't remember when we first dated.
Rob said that Nikki will be asking Steve later, just how do I mute you again? Carpler said, I do like using carbide tools like this.
Yeah, I don't mind on hollowing, but for other stuff, I'd rather use traditional.
Frederick said, I was doing exactly what Steve is doing now. Earlier today, found a crack in the middle that wasn't visible on the outside, sick as a parrot.
Oh no.
Carpler says, yes, I noticed it cuts faster on a push than a pull.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Benjamin put first quarter, third, yeah. He's not English, believe you me.
You should see the kitchens I fit, Ben. Oh my god. You wouldn't believe the measurements that go into them. I just round that off a little tiny bit. That'll do. We'll finish the rest off with sandpaper. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put that little band around the middle. It's not going to be nothing special. It's just going to be a very simple.
Special.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where I want it. And then we're going to texture it and just finish it off once we've textured it. Just in case we mess up. So just a little mark in there. So we'll come about, what's that, 3/4 of an inch from the top. There's just a little transition line. And then we're going to come down maybe 1.25 inches from that. like so. So what we're going to do now is we're going to give that a little bit of texture in them gap, within that gap there. So what are we going to use for that? We could use the, it's going to be a fairly small piece of texturing. So we could use, I'll use my rotary tool from Wood Arts, and then a small burr piece. I think that would, actually, I've got the perfect bit.
Rob just said he gets it all the time after all the years of selling. He gets people go, "Hi Rob, how you doing?" And he goes, "I have no idea who you are."
I get customers walk up to me and go,
you were gonna say.
yeah, kisses. I get customers walk up to me and go, "Hi Steve, how are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, thank you." And they go, "Oh, can you not remember who I am?" I'm going, "No, you fitted the kitchen for me 15 years ago." I'm going, "Oh right, okay, yeah, well, hope it's all still going well."
Well, actually, now you mentioned it.
Yeah, now you can mention it. The doors have fell off and the
That
worktop's all
measurement you
split.
did, the first quarter third thingy, you know.
Right,
Didn't
so
quite work.
yeah, it didn't quite work out, sunshine. All right, let's get this box out here. Right, so my good friend Rob from Kingsport sent me some nice little bits quite a while ago. I have used them once before, so I think this would be perfect job for those because they don't want to be very big. They want to be quite a small piece. So let's have a look what we've got. I think this is the one I want. So don't know if you'll be able to see that. Just a small burr piece. See that? So that's what we're going to use in there. So let's get rid of that box, move it out of the way so they don't get covered in shavings. Now these, because these are a 1/8 shank, same as any other Dremel piece, they'll fit straight into the Wood Art machine. So happy days. So we'll bring our machine over a little bit closer. So what I'm going to do is just texture this. And we're going to do some heavier than lighter. And all we're trying to create is some high and low spots. That's all we want to do. And if we need to, we can always go over it and give it another coat. But so I want to try and get as close to that line as I can get. Without running over. Now you don't want to be pressing too hard. You want to be letting the bit do all the cutting. If you push too hard, you're going to do one or two things. You're either going to burn out your machine, or you're just going to end up with loads of smoke. Is that like making that bad or worse? Let me turn it light off, see if that makes it any better for you. Is that any better? Just let me know if that light made it better or worse.
Frederick said, "I would have thought that ash being a splintery coarse wood, it wouldn't hold texture."
Oh, that'll hold all right.
Benjamin said, "I'm also bad with names, much better with nicknames. Ain't that right, sir? Drop a lot on the carrot lady." Could have been worse. He could have called you Funnel Man.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Funnel Man. So we're trying to do random marks. We don't want uniform marks. We don't want a pattern around it. So sort of.
Lucy, what on earth? You're only good at fitting bathrooms.
Yeah, I fit bathrooms, Lucy.
As long as you don't want the toilet to work or
Yeah.
your sink in your bath.
I'm
No,
clever
he
because
isn't.
I'm clever because I can get it. So when you flush your toilet, your sink will fill up with cold water.
A lot of them are saying that light is worse.
This light's worse. So you want this light on, like that.
Rob said those things are razor sharp.
They are razor sharp. Absolutely excellent, Rob. Really, really nice.
Carper said that method of texturing looks quite tedious.
It's therapeutic. Hurry up, hurry up. No, it's all right. It's like any texturing. You take your time, and if you get fed up with it, you turn the machine off and you walk away. So I'll see you in a quarter of an hour.
Brian said, good idea to do a pencil line to work up to, then add the cuts.
Yeah. Good thing is you've got a rough idea where you're going. If you need to, you can always just make those. If you go a little bit over, you can just move them a little bit. But hopefully, the only time you really get a major run out is if you've got a bit bigger bit. This is quite a small bit. If you've got a big piece and you try and push it on too hard, excuse me, and you get a bit of wood that's harder than the bit you've just done, then it will try and snatch over. That's the only disadvantage with a multi-tool. But I try and rest one hand onto the piece and use the other hand just to sort of give it a little bit of stability.
Doug reckon that's much better.
Do you do these in bigger sizes, Rob, these bits?
Professor said, is today the deadline for hashtag week?
Yes, it is, sir. You need to get them into me today if you can. Because I start putting the video together tomorrow, ready for Sunday lunchtime live. So anybody who has a piece that they would like to get over to me, today is the day.
Frederick said, why am I thinking of the dentist?
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. And we all love the dentist.
Brian said, the light is much better. It is casting a nice shadow in the texture.
Oh, good. As long as you can see it.
Lucy said, Steve, I've bet Andy that he won't have the bathroom finished by the end of September. Currently have no bath or toilet in the bathroom.
Cool, you're fussy, aren't you? Bath and a toilet. Huh.
Right, so Robert said, please don't try this with a battery drill. They're not fast enough.
No.
Roy asked, did you get his hashtag?
I'm not sure, Roy, actually. I haven't checked my emails at the moment, so I'll have a look.
And Rob also said, yes, we do a huge range, but most have a 6mm shaft.
Oh, right, okay.
Raymond Wise is on.
Hi, Raymond. How are you?
What emails is it under?
skkrafts. Strange, because I can hear it twice. I can hear it through your headset and my own.
Oh, mine is very loud.
No, it's coming through your mic, isn't it?
Alright. Do you want me to turn my headset down?
No. That'll be under Del Boy.
Yeah, did you send it Wednesday, Roy? You sent it Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Woodwork Glenn said, hopefully my picture will have been lost on the way to you.
Don't be like that, Andy. It's about taking part, mate.
Doug said he sent his last night, so that was Thursday.
It's quite pretty, actually. Nice little bit of texture in that. Another week and
Yeah,
we'll be
got
there.
yours, Doug.
There's been some nice pieces come in, that's for sure. The ones I've seen. I don't really get a chance to look at them properly until I do the video. Nick's now looking at all the...
No, I'm just looking at something else. Just
Oh, great! You're reading all my important emails,
No,
are
I'm
you?
not reading your emails. I'm just going through the chat. Just
That's
hold on
good
a
because that's
minute.
where my girlfriend sends them all to. Go Krafts. Nearly there.
K Pilar said, "Do you ever turn the wood to see how much further you have to go?"
No, because
Kelsey,
that's just torturing yourself, isn't it? If you do that.
Kelsey Krafts said they sent an email. When did you send yours, Kelsey Krafts? Remember he said he thought he went to China. Professor said, "Oh well, I was on the course to finish mine, but blew the side out with a catch. Just trying to finish it now." Ouch.
Right, so we're just going to double check it. Make sure we ain't missed anywhere. Try and get a little bit closer to that edge.
Sent it a few minutes ago. I can't see it on here. Just found one in your spam folder.
Oh, have you? Who from?
I can't remember. And I found something else in your spam folder as well.
What you found? Right, I think
Right,
that'll
I'll
do.
mark it as unread and I'll put it in your
Inbox.
box.
Right, so that's the texturing. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Just a basic bit of texturing like that. So I'm just going to get a nylon brush like this. Now we don't want to be pushing on there too hard because obviously we don't want to be taking that away. So just gently going to rub that over that, just to take away any furry bits. So really light, just a quick pass over it. Like so. That'll do. That's all we want. Just to remove that furry bits. So we're going to clean all the
Mark
dust.
S is on.
Who?
Mark S.
Mark
You reckon he
Stroughton.
had no notification tonight?
Did you not? You lucky man. I don't know why, mate. I don't know why. Right, so let's just mark in there where we're going to part it. And then we can start sanding it up. So make sure we put a relief cut on it as always.
Right, Kelsey Crafts, I've not had an email from you with your hashtag. Right, that's really weird because where's that email just gone? It was in your spam.
You've lost it.
For God's sake, where's I just marked it as unread and put it in your. Oh, let's put it in here. No.
Don't worry about it. I'll find it.
Well, you won't because I can't find it.
Just clean up a little bit. Like so. So just a gentle sweep around there. So we're just going to stand this up now. So a quick sand up. I'm not going to actually touch the texturing. Just going to sand around it up to 400 grit. So let's start off with a bit of 120. I think I might have to get some new amber in it out. That is a bit of 120. So it's extraction on. Fan behind me, blowing the dust everywhere by where it should be going.
Oh, wait a minute. No, why is it not?
Don't worry about it.
No, but it was. Oh no, here they are. Found it.
Let's have a look at that. So just a little bit more.
Lucy put Nikki. Steve has a good assistant in you. Ruby wants to know who sells the nylon brushes.
They come from a company called Tool Station, Ruby, but I believe you can get them from.
Apparently, Klingsford do 'em.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
RPM Woodworks is on.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Right. Mark's just said, did you get Jennifer's email?
About Oriental piece or lottery or raffle prize? Right, let's have a quick look at that. Right, so we'll take that up to. So it was 120, 180.
I can't see anything on here from Jennifer.
I haven't had an email from Jennifer. I had a messenger message from Jennifer with a raffle prize. That's what Mark's on about.
Ben's put, I always sign up Steve's email to women's knitting newsletters. Now you know where they've been coming from.
I like that sweater in the last one, though, Ben. Right, so it was
Raffle
180.
prize, he said.
Yeah, I got that one, mate. Yeah, I got that one. So what piece? 240 now.
Des Barnwell's got to go.
See you later, Des. Thanks for coming over, mate.
Was Jennifer the one that done the necklace and that?
Yes, earrings and necklace.
It was in the short video that Steve done.
Yeah, might not have seen that yet though.
No.
Right, piece of 240. So a piece of 320, which I have here. So I'm going to take this up to 400 because I'm going to colour it. But I'm not touching the texture. I don't want to be touching that. I'm leaving that au naturel. So last one, 400, which I needed to get a new bit out. There's a bit there. So a piece of 400. So that's sanded all up to 400 grit. So we just get the airline and blow all the dust off of it. So what we need to do now is get some sand and sealer on it. Now because we've got a little bit of texture in there, it's going to be a little bit difficult to use wipe-on sand and sealer. You put it on with a brush, but I'm going to use spray sand and sealer because it's going to be a bit easier to cover that or coat that. Cover my lathe up so I don't get sand and sealer all over my lathe. So cellulose sand and sealer. I'll cover the price up so you don't know how much I paid for it.
Is that for my benefit?
No, just that a lady at the club, she sells stuff really cheap. I'll tell you how much I paid for it, babe.
£12.99.
£12.99. But I weren't far off, like £12.50. Right, so just a little coat over the top of this, just to seal it. So just let that dry. I'll have a swig of my drink while I'm waiting for that to dry. It's quite a piece of porous wood, so that'll dry pretty quick. I'll blow on it. It's the hottest day of the year, so I'll put a hot egg on it. Just got So what I'll do now is I'll just denib that, and then I will come over the top of it with another coat of sand and sealer. So let's get rid of that cloth. So I'm just gonna denib that with a piece of Scotch Brite, making sure my cloth's right out of the way. What it is just get rid of the little bit of raised grain that occurs when you spray it with sand and sealer. So just give it another coat. Be the final one. That'll do. Pardon me. Right, so just get that dry. And then we're ready to give that our final coat. The final coat we're going to put that is black. I'll put my Dremel bit away while I'm waiting for that. So we're going to put a black over the top of that. And then we can then highlight our texturing with to make it look like the edge bit that we really want it to be. So put my bit away before I end up losing it. Really good bits then, Rob. Thank you very much. Right, so that's all dry. So let's just denid that again, get rid of any little bit of sort of raised. You fell asleep reading the chat or
No,
what?
I read the chat.
Oh, nothing to
Flying with
report.
the wires on.
I can beat that, Andy. This is from last night, look. Oh, I wish I'd have bought 3 or 4 tins now. I nearly spent as much as I earned last night on wood and that. Right, so that's all sealed, ready for our colour. As always, remember, if you're staining, you seal afterwards. If you're colouring, you seal before. So we're going to go over the top of that with some. That's nearly empty, that one. We're going to go over the top of that with some black ebonizing lacquer from Chestnut Products. So black ebonizing lacquer. How much is in here? This is empty. So we're just going to spray this black.
K Plus said, do you ever add some colour or stain to the texture part for more contrast?
Yes, I do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight the texture part by colouring it. I'm sorry for. That's it. That can's empty.
You told me an hour. You
No, I missed the
tricked
bid.
me, didn't you?
Oh, I thought you'd be better than falling asleep on the sofa. That bit that fixed me. We're just going to get this totally black. We'll dry it off with a hot air gun.
William Kenny's on.
Right, William, how you doing? So dry
Andy
this off.
said, Steve, was that from Darren Breeze?
No, it wasn't from Darren Breeze. No, it was from a lady called Jean. Lucy, she'd be in bed by now if she was in the house.
I like to have an early night sometimes.
Well, yeah, you go to bed early, you lay and watch telly till God knows what o'clock.
Yeah, but I need to tell you to help me sleep.
Oh, don't you mind talking good enough for you, love?
It's to drown out your talk and I have to tell you on.
Thanks for that.
Feels like it's been a long day, Lucy, tell you.
Wow. 9 till 3 anyway.
Well, I wish my job was 9 till 3, love. Who cooked your tea? Oh, yeah, you did. Who prepped the tea? Oh, yeah, I did. Who cleaned up after tea? Oh, yeah, I did.
Well, you know, you are super mum after all. Right, so let's just give this one more light coat. Just to make sure we've got every little bit. Oh, nozzle's just bloody blocked up.
Stop swearing.
It's one of those nights tonight, isn't it? What? Everything's going wrong that can go wrong.
A couple of people have commented on this. So they've said that, oh, Tony Hutchins is on, by the way. Steve, I noticed you have separated the Hampshire, Sheen and Chestnut badges from each other. Is that so you can stand sideways depending on who's chatting with you?
Yeah.
You're right there, Lucy. Woman's work never ends.
Alright, let's try that. Don't know why that other tin's just stopped all of a sudden.
So what's the night for it, mate? Isn't it?
Yep.
And the fact I was 28 little darlings today. So yeah.
Little
Very
darlings.
tiring.
Is,
Oh yes, because I can't say what I would
is that what
call
is that what they're called now? Is it little darlings?
Yeah, I couldn't say what I would call them live. No, they are lovely when they're out playing. When it's dinner time and break time.
So in 15, 20 years' time, when the economy is hit plumb bottom and Norfolk's in the drain, you know why. Because
Thanks, Steve.
the little darlings didn't want to learn.
They do.
Right, let's dry this off quickly.
Roy said, Steve, why don't you cover the chuck?
Because I've got one there to clean, Roy's I might as well clean too.
I didn't even hear that.
Because I've got one already over there to clean, so I might as well clean too. That needs stripping and cleaning anyway, it's full of dust. So.
No, it's not a job that I do.
What's that?
Cleaning your chucks.
No.
They won't fit in the washing machine. Make too much of a clunk and noise.
Put them in the dishwasher.
Like the AirPods that I washed the other day.
Yes, I like the AirPods you washed the other day.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Right, so that is dry. So now we can start getting some colour on it. So let's turn the extractor off. So I'm going to use these abstract paints that I like. So we'll get them out, see what colours we've got.
That's because he's got clean at Roy, that's why. So he thought he'd just do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
So K Plus said, I recently did my first resin inlay on the rim. I embedded irrigation spray nozzles in clear resin.
Oh, be interesting. Have you got a channel, mate? Are you on the tubes? Or was it something you just did for your own pleasure? Right, I need a bit of board, bit of board, bit of board. Here's a bit of board, this will do nicely. With my lollipop stick stuck to it. Right, so these abstract paints, you have to put several coats over them to make them rich and a real deep colour. So the good thing about that is you can put small coats over the top of it to give it that brushed look, or make it look patinaed, or make it look like it's old, which is what we want. That's the look I want to go for. So where's I put my brushes here? So we want a nice wide brush. So that one will do nicely. So I think I'm going to do. I like this old bronze look. So I think I'm going to go for that, to be honest. Make sure it's mixed up properly. So we're going to put a bit on our board. And then we're going to just gently brush it over the top. I'm going to put more over here than what I'm going to put over there. So I'm virtually going to dry brush this bit. But the
Terry's
rest of
got to go.
See you later, Terry. Thanks for coming over, mate.
But he's on a promise.
Right, so just going to gently brush this over. Like I said, I don't really want to get on my texturing, really.
Yeah, you're right there, Lucy.
But like I say, a second coat will make it look more prominent. So we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and put another coat over the top of that. That's the trouble, we just wipe them on and then wipe them off again. So we're going to do the same with this bit.
Woodward Learner said a woman has many faults, us men only one, everything we say and everything we do.
Oh.
Oh, these chairs are really uncomfortable.
What do you mean them chairs you brought home?
Shh. Shh. Oh, they were free. We don't give away anything. We don't turn our noses up anything that's free, love. Oh. We should have took the top off of that black one and put it on this one. Why did we do that?
Because you were so excited about them.
No, I didn't lean back on it in case it falls.
Ain't going to fall, is it? Your weight to hold it down.
Just smack. Spirit wind, wood, stone and bones on it, but that would be two faults. You're right there.
So you can just see some of that black coming through there. We'll just take it over that edge. So now I'm going to dry brush over the top of the rest of that. So we're going to get rid of nearly all the colour off of our brush. We're just going to gently brush over the top of that. Just so.
Heather wants to know what you're making.
I'm trying to make a metal looking cup. Sort of thing you'd find on a medieval table. That's what I'm trying to do. Whether I'll succeed or not, I don't know. I did one a long time ago in silver, and I was a bit unsure what I was going to do tonight. And then Nick has it on the side to put pens in it, and I see it, and I thought, oh, I don't know, I'll perhaps do that.
Andy Valley Woodturner said, where do you get the abstract paints from?
These came off of line, not Amazon or eBay. I actually bought them from a paint supply, but I bought them about 3 years ago, so I'm not quite sure. But I'm almost sure the range does abstract paint. So just Google the range and see whether they come up or not. But like I say, this come as a set. These 5 colours come as a set. So yeah, just Google them, mate. So I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of. Do I put a little bit of gold over it, or do I put a little bit of silver over it? So if that was that, little tiny bit of silver, I think. So I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of silver over that. I'm just going to dry brush a little tiny bit of silver. So I'm going to load my brush up, and I'm going to remove it all then. So removing nearly all that paint, and then we're just going to gently dry brush over that bit there.
Heather said it looks kind of looks metallic. What word saying?
I was hoping I was going to get like an old look, so it looked like a.
Well, look in the mirror and you'll get an old look.
Oh, you so funny. Do you know what? She's here all week, folks.
Couldn't resist. Sorry, Lovey. You wouldn't ask me again on a Friday night, will you?
The fans have spoken.
Yeah, don't get too excited, mate.
So that silver's just taking that down a little tiny bit, not to make that so shiny.
Um,
That'll do.
Andy said just found them on Hobbycraft, 1980 for the 5 metallic ones.
Yep. Well, these are you get copper, gold,
He said 5 metallic.
bronze. Yeah, I know. Pearl white and then silver. So.
Woodwork Glenn said you walked into that one, Steve. Bob said it's so good to have Nicky back. Keep Steve in his place.
Yeah. You can see the thumbprint on my forehead, can't you? Right, so let's just quickly dry that off. I've left the inside virtually black.
Brian's just put a link in. Don't know what it's for quite, but
I would imagine that's for the abstract paints.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Like I say, with those colours, the more coats you put over, the deeper the colour will come. I don't know if you guys can remember the vase I did. It was a big vase I did, and I did black with like that bronze over the top of it, and then I lacquered it to give it a high gloss. You know the one you chipped, Nick?
Oh yeah. Don't
Right,
keep
so,
chips in it.
right, so what we got? So that's all dry. That's all. Hands are all wet. And gloves. Don't you just love rubber gloves? Right, so we're ready to part that off now, really. So we'll just part that. So we're going to put a slight undercut on it, so it actually sits on the rim and not on the whole base. Because what you'll find is if it sits just on the high, if you make the base totally flat, it may not sit perfectly flat. It may wobble a little bit. So put a little tiny undercut on it. So there's the pot. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. So we'll just quickly sand the bottom of that. Now what you can do with the bottom of that, you can put a little bit of black on it just to finish the bottom off, or you can leave it natural. Put your maker's mark in the bottom of it. Whatever you want to do.
Put your makeup in it, your makeup brushes.
Yeah. So I look pretty. Do I look pretty?
Put your paint brushes in it.
So we're just going to clean this up a little bit. Get some extraction on. So because the bottom's got a little bit of a divot on it, we've got to try and get the sanding disc in it.
Oh, Brian said that's the Amazon link for the paints.
Oh, right. So I'm only going to take this up to 240 grit.
Rob says, have to go take care of the wife. Have an amazing weekend. All.
See you later, Rob. Thanks very much for coming over. Right, so that'll do for that. What I'll do is I'll finish that off afterwards, off camera. But that is the principle of what I was going for. It's an extraction off. Take this out the chuck. Get rid of that. So let's put it back on this camera here. Lay back close. Let's have a look at what we got. So that's what I was going for. You can just, let me just wipe it, it's a bit of dust on it now. Going for that old patinaed look. Like I say, I have got the Chroma Craft colours, which would give you a real old patina look, but that's sort of just done it with the different colours. Sort of got that bronze over it and a little bit of silver, so it just looks like we're starting to go a little bit misty, dirty, and we're just gently dry brushed over the texture. And so something simple, jet black on the inside, just a little bit of the bronze coming over the top. And what I'll do is I'll paint that black and then just blend that in with the abstract paints. So yeah, that's what it is. Just a little tiny pot. So let's get rid of this light. Let's come back over here. Let's see if this microphone dies now. It just seems to die every time I'm over here. So like I say, little pot, nothing special, just something a little bit different. All done with the chestnut sand and sealer, chestnut ebonizing lacquer, the abstract bronze and silver. And if you wanted to keep the colour, you could put a little bit of lacquer over it. I'd go for a matte lacquer or a semi-sheen. I wouldn't go for a high gloss. High gloss would take away the definition of the texturing. So as you can see there, you can actually see sort of 3D look with the high and low spots. Give you two different definitions of texture. So like I say, if you put a heavy gloss over the top of that, you would lose some of that. So if you put a matte over it, it may help it. It may make it pop in your face even more. But yeah, nice little pot. Finished size is 90 millimeters long by 80 millimeters wide, and the inside is 85 millimeters deep.
Another pen pot, thanks.
Another
pen pot, thanks.
So yeah, so nice little pot. Just something a little bit different for a change. I think the one I did for you, I put the texture was a bit heavier on the sides, weren't it?
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Yeah, this is real fine. That texturing bit, what Rob sent me, is absolutely really nice. I might do a bit more texture on it. No, it takes a little bit longer because it's smaller, but you get a real nice fine stipple effect.
Yeah, that weren't so fine, was it?
No, that was no, and I think that was I think that was a lot bigger than that, to be honest. I think I did it with a round burr actually, rather than that little tiny one. But yeah, really nice. I like that much better. There's a few bits that could have been textured a little bit more, but other than that, yeah, obviously it's a live, so you rush around doing a little bit. If you was doing it as a video, you have a little bit more time to do it a little bit better. But it's a little project. So, as always, I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming over and joining us.
Just read some of the comments. So it said Woodwork Learner said, "Nice little project, Steve." William Kenny looks great, Steve. Nicely done as always. Fred Gulliver, very nice, Steve. Where's all the wood butcher? Very nice, simple turning made into something special. Lucy, I like that, Steve. Very nice. Heather, I like it, Steve. Kapla, nice looking cup. Glad I stopped in. Tony Hutchins, different is always good. Roger Kent, very nice, Steve, and thanks for sharing. Paul Finley's off. And Roy said, what did you do at the demo last night?
I did demo. I did. Did this. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It's got the Joe Sonia iridescence on it. It's got blue, red, and gold on it. I don't know if you can really see the colour on it. And then I did, not that one. then I did this as well. I did that as well. So that's what I did last night. 2 simple projects. It was more about colouring techniques rather than finished projects. I'm trying to do on club demonstrations now because I find with the second half of a demonstration, you're 99% of the time turning out the middle of the bowl, and that's a bit. No disrespect, wood turners who have been turning for 30 years have seen people turn out a bowl 100 times, so it's a bit boring for them. So I aim at the first part of the demonstration. I aim at doing the shape for the novice, talking about tool control and cuts and how to present the tool, this that, and the other, and then the texturing and the colouring, and in the second half I then talk about a different colouring technique, whether it be that sort of technique which is airbrushed, or whether it be I don't know if I've got a piece here, or whether it be something similar to this, whether it be something similar to that. So I talk about a couple of different colouring techniques, and I think people find that a little bit more interesting than just you're doing all the important things before coffee, then afterwards you just turn the middle out. So people seem to enjoy it. So that's what I've been doing.
Copper, our wood turner's come on. He said he's still at work.
Oh,
Ruby said, good demo, Steve. Ali said, Andy, the Valley Woodturner, said, does that have a Klingspor number on? Roy
yes,
said that was nice.
Thank you, Roy. I'm trying to find it now because I've got 4 in. I don't want to give you the wrong one. Because it's going to be the last one I pick up, isn't it? Right, I think this is the one. What do you mean? Can I see, you cheeky git? I got beanos on. I can see. Right, let me get that out. Make sure it's the right one. Yeah, that's the one. Right, so the number on it is HF100L/6. It's a 3mm by 14 by 3mm, and then it's got an art number 296199. If you need to, Andy, message me and I'll Andy, I'll take a photograph of it and I'll send you the photograph, mate. So you've got it then. I'll do it right now because if not, I've got a brain as big as a sieve and I will forget.
That's a brain like a sieve, love.
No, it's as big as a sieve because I forget things. So Andy, as soon as the live's finished and I've cleared up, I will send that over to you, mate. Right, so yes, thank you all for the lovely comments. Appreciate it very much. What I will do, I will play the lot pieces on the way out of the live, so people who came in late can see the pieces that are up for grabs. And then if anybody would like to donate for the auction, whether it be a lot piece or a raffle piece, please message me or email me and we can discuss. I can't take all pieces. I don't want to offend anybody, but obviously we only got a certain amount of time, and you know we've got to do things within moderation. So, but if you would like to donate, if you don't get a chance to donate this year, then there's always next year, because we've kept pieces back from last year for this year. So thank you very much for that. Right, so over that. You mean empty full of holes? Yeah, that's about right, Steve. I mean, Brian, yeah. It's empty and full of holes, so no information sits in it, just soaks away. Right, so I'm going. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming over. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it's been a little bit of entertainment for you. Simple little project, but hopefully it's efficient, or not efficient, effective. That's the word I'm looking for. And let's go. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Right, I'm going. Right, thank you very much, guys. We will be back Sunday. Sunday, I'm starting to turn this bad boy. It's a piece of English oak. I've had this for about 3 years, and it's calling me to turn. It's got a few cracks in it coming, so hopefully we can turn those out. But we'll see what it comes out like. We will start it Sunday, and then we will see how it comes out, how far we get. Don't forget, hashtag reveal as well. Everybody who sent me pieces over, there will be a montage at the beginning and the end of the live, if I remember, for everybody's piece, and then it will go up on YouTube on Sunday night. So other than that, have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for coming over. Take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Say bye, Nick.
Bye. Take care.
See you later, guys. Thanks for coming over. Bye.
That's all, folks.